Hello, thanks for joining us. My name is Billy. I was going to cover PI oversight and patient safety in clinical trials. So, patient safety really relies on the research site. And most of all, it does require the PI or principal investigator, who is a doctor with a medical license, to really oversee the patient safety and well-being. So the responsibilities of the PI are really to watch over the entire study in general, but specifically to keep the patient safe and make sure that they have patient care always in mind. And a good PI can really make or break a research site. It can make sure that the patients themselves feel safe, and that could, contribute to an overall reputation of your research site. And that spreads. People talk, people post on many different mediums online, and really a good PI can help not only make patients in the study feel safe, but also attract new patients, and also help with retaining those patients during the entire study. So it's the PI's job to really be on the lookout for adverse events, and specifically during phase 1 trials. Phase 1 trials often require healthy individuals. And oftentimes there is a case where on paper a patient is healthy, but in reality they may have some sort of borderline conditions, such as a higher BMI or hypertension. So in this case, the patient is diagnosed or on the verge of being diagnosed, then it does rely on the PI to decide whether the patient is eligible for a phase 1 trial, sort of a gray area. And if the site does enroll the patient, complications that come later on, and if they are due to the medication from the study, the PI will be responsible. So this is just one example of the responsibilities that are put onto the PI in terms of keeping patients safe, not only for the trial, but also looking ahead and making sure that the patient will be healthy even after the trial. Unfortunately, PIs are busy, so sometimes it does fall on the coordinators, but the coordinators are not required to have medical licenses. So once again, PI oversight is extremely important, and does play, it is important on phase 1 studies especially, that the PIs make sure that they are enrolling the right patients. So in terms of what the FDA expects from the principal investigator, it is these 4 and a couple more. So supervising the conducting of the study, they have to make sure they know the protocol, make sure they know what to do in case of an adverse event. They do have a part in training the study staff. You have coordinators and recruiters, and even just your other staff that you have in your medical office that you do have to train. You have to have the PI responsible for proper oversight of all third-party involvement. This assumes other companies that you are expecting to either help recruit or help with retention. Obviously, IRB regulations must be kept in place, and everything must be kept compliant. And also delegating study tasks when appropriate to the coordinators and recruiters. And of course, it's on the PI to really protect the rights, the welfare, and safety of subjects. This includes HIPAA, this includes health-related. It's really on the PI to provide medical care for even non-study related medical problems that might arise during the study. The PI has to facilitate and provide medical care for any adverse events that a subject may experience, and then avoid and prevent the exposure of subjects to unnecessary risks. So the PI really does have a lot to contribute to a study in terms of paperwork, keeping patients safe, knowing what to do in case of an adverse reaction, and it's a lot that the PI can do with the help of a great staff, but it's the main job of the PI to really keep patients safe. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. If you have any suggestions on topics you'd like us to cover, please send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you.